I'm going to tell you guys, I'm picking DDP again. I picked him the first time, and I'm picking him again. And I got to tell you why. Yes, Sean started with a beautiful jab. Round one, I gave Sean Strickland round number one, and he had a beautiful jab going, and everything was looking good. However, DDP was figuring him out. DDP was adjusting. DDP has the ability to pick up the pace, to finish strong, and DDP is much more diverse. It seemed like all Strickland was doing was working the jab and the teep, the jab, the teep. A little bit of kicking here and there from Strickland. A little bit of throwing the right hand, but not too much. I think he over relies on the jab and his teep. DDP had kicks. DDP tried spinning attacks. DDP was switching stances. DDP was throwing overhand rights, overhand lefts. DDP was scoring takedowns, body lock takedowns, trips. He was much more diverse. I think DDP is busier. I think DDP is more diverse. And DDP, as we all know, he can finish. Sean Strickland is usually unable. He's just doesn't seem to be able to finish. Let me look at his record. Let me see. I can't remember Sean Strickland finishing a fight in recent memory. Okay, now I know he's finished a few fights in UFC, but not much. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. Okay, he's 16-6 in UFC. Incredible record. To have 16 wins in UFC is quite astonishing. He was world champion. He beat Adesanya. He beat the great Adesanya. He beat Paulo Costa by split decision. Then before that he beat Adesanya by unanimous decision. He beat Magomedov by punches in round 2. That's right. Magomedov got really tired. That was a great finish. That was a great job here by Strickland. That was a nice finish. He beat Nasruddin by unanimous decision. He beat Jack Hammerson by split decision. He beat Uriah Hall, unanimous decision. Jotko by unanimous decision. Brandon Allen, he finished him in round 2 by punches. Jack Marshman, unanimous decision. He beat Nordin Taleb by ground and pound in round 2. He beat Court McGee by unanimous decision. Tom Breese by split. Alex Garcia by punches in round 3. Igor Arojo, unanimous decision. Look, he's got a lot of fights in UFC. And he's got 14 wins by decision, 4 by submission, and 11 by KO or TKO. Now, I can't really remember him doing a sub. Let's see here. What was his last sub? What was this? Rear naked choke here. Okay, he has a rear naked choke. What else has he got? Rear naked choke, 2 rear naked chokes I see here. Rear naked choke. Okay, so I guess he likes the rear naked choke. He's got 2 of them on his resume here. There's a third one. Yeah. 4 rear naked chokes. Okay, so always rear naked choke. Okay, so he's not the type of guy who's going to guillotine. He's not going to do anaconda. He's not going to do a kimura on DDP. DDP doesn't have to worry about any of that. DDP doesn't have to worry about takedowns. So what I'm trying to say here is I think that DDP is going to bring too many attacks. He's going to be threatening the wrestling. He's going to be threatening the kicks, a variety of kicks, spinning attacks, switching sides, pressure. He's more active. He's just got so much more diversity and athleticism. The one thing that Sean Strickland has way better than DDP is he's got a greater jab. He's got a much better jab than DDP. DDP doesn't really jab much. But DDP seems physically very strong. He seemed like he was able to overpower Strickland a few times. Now, Strickland did a great job of getting back up to his feet. But in a tight fight, when you get taken down and you get controlled just even a little bit in a close round, that's all there was for the judges to have. That could tip the fight in his favor. Now, in the 5th round, you could see Duplessis dig deep, and Sean was kind of coasting. His corner wasn't happy with him. His corner, Strickland's corner, was telling him, "We're not happy with that last round. You got to go get it now." And he didn't kick it up a notch. DDP kicked it up a notch. Now, why would the world champion at the time not empty it all? He doesn't fight that way. He's got to find almost a perfect shot. Sean Strickland, I think, waits too long to exchange. He's not as reckless, and he's not as hungry as DDP in that sense. DDP was willing to take shots. DDP was willing to be hurt to take a chance to win. Because here's the truth, guys. If you're winning 3 rounds, You don't need to fight so hard in round 4. You don't need to fight so hard in round 5. Take it very cautious. Be patient. Watch your exchanges. Exchange when it makes sense for you. However, if the fight is close or you're behind, now is the time. That's the time to get reckless. If you're 3 rounds behind and you're going into the 5th, okay, because I think we can all agree Sean won round 1. The other rounds were tight, but I think a lot of people gave the following 3 rounds to DDP. Strickland had to dig deep, man. He had to change the game plan. I know he threw those windmill shots, those windmill punches, but that's not what I mean. I mean, you got to go left, right, left, right. You can't just go left, 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 deep, overhand right. No. You got to turn it into a brawl. You got to land one on the button. And if you get hit, you got to keep going. You got to be more reckless. Why do you got to be more reckless? Because that's how you get a finish. Now, it's more risk, more reward. It's almost like a unavoidable law of fighting. The more you want to finish, the more you can get finished. Now, if I'm winning, I wouldn't take the risk. If I'm winning and I'm winning 3 rounds to 1, and I'm going in the 5th, why would I take a risk? Why would I do anything crazy? Sean Strickland was he was more risk averse than DDP, and I like that about DDP. I think DDP finished strong. He got more significant in his wrestling and takedowns at the end of the fight, which shows to me he's got the cardio to do 5 rounds. That was a bit of a question mark in that fight. We didn't know if DDP has the conditioning, the gas. I mean, he looked tired in a few other fights. He looked a bit tired for me. For me, I found he looked a little bit tired in his Adesanya fight before he got to finish. But he dug deep. You know, he digs deep. So that's my analysis. I think DDP is he's too diverse. He's got tricky kicks. He throws question mark kicks. He switches stances. He punches. Has much more variety in his punches and kicks, and he wrestles. Whereas Strickland, he's looking for that perfect punch, which he landed on Adesanya in round 1. He landed a beautiful right hand on Adesanya. I mean, he could hurt somebody. He hurt Adesanya. He can hurt a man. However, DDP is a very difficult man to hurt. He's a very difficult man to hurt, and I just find Strickland is too. He is too predictable. We know he's going to jab. We know he's going to teep. We know he's going to lean back and defend. You know where the target is. You know where it's going to be. The second time around, I think DDP is going to have a much better time because you're going to get the same old Strickland. He's super efficient. He's super dangerous. He has great defense. However, there are no surprises. Whereas DDP will keep Strickland guessing the whole fight. All right, guys, with that said, let's talk about the Strickland DDP fight. And I want to just stay on this topic for now, and then we can switch to any other fight or any other topic, anything on training. I'm not going to stay too long on this fight because this is a rematch, and I think we've done this before. So I'm just going to wait for you guys to give me comments and questions on DDP. I want us to break this down together, guys. Let me know also how you see the fight. Strickland wins via pressure boxing. That's from Rainbow. Rainbow, you're right. He's a good pressure boxer. He's very good with volume. If you get a little bit tired, he's all over you. However, if he tries to pressure DDP has more power. He has more finishing ability. And he's going to run into DDP's takedown. So I think he's going to be cautious because of the power. And I think he's going to be cautious because of the takedowns. So he's not going to be able to just kind of mow him down with high volume punching. It's going to be unlikely. For that to happen, he's going to have to hurt DDP early. And that's still, it's very possible. It's still not like a given. You know, if you're fighting Pereira, I'd be like, okay, well, Pereira's going to hurt him sooner or later. And DDP can't, he's got to be on his toes all the time. Strickland's not the type of guy who punishes people with 1 or 2 shots. He needs a lot of punches to get people running and hurting. I just think DDP is very robust. He's already a very robust individual. And Strickland is not that much of a finisher, whereas DDP's finished everybody except Strickland. Let me double check that, but I think he's finished in all his wins. It's always finishes. I can't remember one other fight he fought other than Strickland that went to a decision. Let me see here. 8-0 in UFC. Incredible. That's just that alone is just incredible. 9 KOs, 11 submissions, 2 decision wins. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. No, finish. Look at this. Finish. It looks incredible. Finish. Guillotine. By the way, he has an incredible guillotine choke, which is crazy. It just tells me he's super strong. Like, he looks physically strong. Rear naked choke. Okay, he lost to a guillotine once upon a time. Let's see here. Rear naked choke, rear naked choke. Of course, he's finished out the Sunday with rear naked choke. He's a choke guy. Okay, punches. All right, so I mean, there it is. I mean, the guy's finished literally everybody. He's literally finished everybody. Everybody he's ever fought with 2 decisions. Only 2 decisions. Everybody in UFC, he's finished, except Strickland. Outside of UFC, there's only one other guy that went to decision with him. That's incredible. One of my students beat him once upon a time. Let's see here. Decision. He fought Brad Tavares. 2 decisions in UFC. He fought Brad Tavares to a decision. That's right. I watched that fight. I had forgotten about that fight. He has 2 decisions in UFC, 6 finishes in UFC. 6. That's incredible. Really, really incredible. Strickland was robbed. That's from Black Ops. I don't think he was robbed. I watched the fight. I know we went through this, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. I mean, it was a tough and very close fight. I had it for DDP, but I see why people are saying it was a robbery. It was a close fight. It's very difficult to. It was a very difficult fight to call. Pitter Patter Strickland. That's from Rainbow. Rainbow. That's not a bad style. Some guys really make that work. It's going to be a very difficult style to deal with, a pitter patter, because they don't get tired and they're hitting you from all different angles. And if you can't keep up, it's like an avalanche. Asking Strickland to only grapple is a death wish for most. That's from One Adam. I don't know what you mean by that, because he doesn't really grapple too much. He's always like counter grappling, escaping, getting to his feet. He's more of a boxer, right? He wants to box. He does throw kicks, but he's mainly a boxer, and he doesn't want to get taken down. And he's a hard guy to take down. It just seems that DDP was able to get it to the ground, especially in the 5th round. He got it down to the ground in a big way. Trump is president. Diversity is dead. Sean by KO coach. That's from Black Ops. So I guess Trump is president now. Strickland's gonna win. Maybe Trump is gonna ask DDP to take a dive. We're gonna talk about Trump later, I'm sure, because he's all over the news. But for now, let's focus on this fight. I won't stay on this fight too long, because I know we've done this fight before. Hey, coach, when is Strickland coming to train at TriStar? That's from Charles. I don't think ever we will cross paths. Zaid, inshallah. DDP is stronger than Strickland also. That's from Charles Biddle. That's true. You see his fights, man. He has a lot of strength. He's really a physical guy. Like his double legs, they seem like football tackles. You know, like it's incredible. His double leg is really, really powerful. Like he just drives through the legs. He lifts guys. I mean, if you guys see all his fights, all his takedowns, he has trips too. He has headlock throws. What he did to Till was incredible. Like just kept pummeling him. It's insane. He looks like a incredible athlete. Looks super strong, super dangerous, very physical. I think he's gonna definitely score takedowns. And this time, hopefully, if he's developing his pins, he's gonna be able to pin Strickland this time. Hopefully for him. I mean, if I was him, I would be like working on my pins, because I feel like he wasn't able to control Strickland in top position. Strickland was doing a good job to scramble and get back to his feet. Strickland struggles against aggressive opponents. Look at how he did against Jared Cannonier. If you play his game and let him be defensive, you lose. That's from George. Well, he's not an easy guy to hit. That's why I think a lot of people, you might think they're being defensive, but really it's just because he's really hard to hit, because he's always kind of leaning back. But those kind of guards, they're really good until you close the distance on them. If you get close enough, you can really hammer the body. And you see DDP, he figured it out after round 3. He was trying to hit Strickland, and Strickland kind of did his lean and his flare. And then DDP went to the body. Pop, pop. He hit it like a double hook to the body. It's a shoe shine. I teach it in A Man's Guide to Throwing a Punch. Guys, by the way, use promo code HOLIDAY55 off. It's on the bottom of your screen. It's in the description. Get 55% off anything on jujiclub.com. I just released a half guard passing video. Check it out. It's an incredible video. Make sure to punch in the promo code HOLIDAY55 off. It's on the bottom of your screen. Make sure to get strong and stable knees, strong and stable back. Those videos, I've sold them all over the world. They will fix your back. They will fix your knees. They will get you in great shape. Okay, guys, what can I say? He has a hard guard to hit. I think DDP started figuring it out. He started going to the body. He started doing shoe shines to the body. It was a beautiful, not body shots. He hit 2 beautiful body shots. It was just great. I thought it changed the tempo of the fight. Now, Strickland couldn't kind of just lean back anymore. He had to worry about his body because, believe me, those of you who do boxing, I know you know, but the people who've never boxed before, getting hit to the body, it's not a pretty thing. It really hurts. You know, you could really takes away somebody's zap. You can really zap their energy, I should say. You can really hurt somebody, but also you zap their energy because now when they want to punch, their ribs are aching, their diaphragm is not in a happy place, and you're like, I can't breathe well, I can't lift my arm, I want to put my arm, instinctually I want to cover my ribs, because they're sore, they're hurting, they're even possibly broken. It could be a very bad thing to take body shots from a guy like DDP. All right, guys, we got 76% voting for DDP. I don't know if we've ever had such a lopsided vote. Coach, do you believe the rumors of Islam moving up to 185? That's some harsh. I don't think he would do 185. 170 perhaps. If Bilal Muhammad were to lose his belt or anything like that, I think he would jump up and go for it. Maybe I'm hearing rumors of him fighting Taporia. That would be a mega fight. Those two at 155, I think it would probably be the biggest fight of 2025 easily. And no other card will compare. It's crazy because Strickland is thin as a wafer, but the body still work for DDP. He's pretty muscular. Strickland's pretty muscular. He's a muscular man. I wouldn't say he's thin like a wafer. No. He's a strong man. All right, guys, I'm gonna do fights. I'm gonna do questions on anything. Okay, anything: fighting, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, other fights. Let's go. I think you guys are a little bit sleeping on this fight. I know it's because we've done it before, and it's a rematch fight. And but I thought I would do it because I'm excited about the fights this weekend. I want to watch the show, and it was very close the first time. I just think this time DDP is gonna win it by a convincing margin. Thoughts on Islam versus DDP? That's from DJ Drones. I think DDP is way too big. He's just way too big. I wouldn't do that fight. If I was Islam's corner or something, if I was working with Islam, I'd be like, don't do that fight. That's too dangerous. He's way too big. He's way too big. We're talking about a guy who's going to have 30, 40 pounds on you. It's way too much.